Hello grandchildren. Surely you missed Valheim, so I present to your attention a new episode or even a movie, because this series turned out to be far from small. I have invested over 20 hours of gameplay into it, so I am sure you will enjoy such a rich storyline. Today we will go on a journey to look for the next swamps, but these swamps will turn out to be simply incredible. I will be able to get very many thousands of tons of iron scrap from these crypts, but besides this, there will be a lot of new and interesting things. As you can see behind me are new subscribers and commentators of my channel, and if you also want to be next to them on this beautiful wall, be sure to subscribe and leave comments, and you and I will be very pleased. We will not delay, grandchildren, we are starting. This episode begins with the fact that the swamp inhabitants decided to attack me, so I take my sword and set off to return these uninvited guests back to their swamp. I forgot to close the gate, and several draugrs ran into my territory. Having dealt with the rest of the draugr and skeletons, I began to prepare for a new journey to the swamps. As you know, in the last series I didn't manage to find swamps with enough crypts, so I'll go looking for a big swamp biome to farm a lot of iron. I also thought that I have Lox pelt and I could make myself a raincoat, but alas, as you told me in the comments, I need silver bars for this, so another time. The next day I decide to see what kind of sharpening stone it is and what it is for. Since it only takes 5 stones to create it, I create this thing and it turns out that now I can build a new improvement for the forge. That's why we do it without delay. Besides, I do not forget about our garden and will constantly deal with it and propagate our turnips. Because in this world it is very important to eat well, my life directly depends on it. For a new journey, a new portal, in the future, to make it convenient to teleport, it will be possible to build something similar to a portal hub. I am fully prepared for a new journey in search of swamps, so I raise the sails and set off on a long voyage. I will sail approximately along this route, because the left side of the map is unexplored and I have not been there yet. That's why I want to go there. I really like our new ship, it is very fast, and also very roomy. Sailing on my draugr in search of swamps, I stumbled upon some island in the middle of the ocean. There was absolutely nothing around, and it was extremely interesting to see such a small island in the middle of the ocean. I decide to land and see what these things are on this island. Wow, that's abyssal barnacle. And there are a whole bunch of them. Maybe something can be done from this. New material, chitin. You can make some cool stuff out of it. Having obtained a little chitin, something strange began to happen. The island began to shake and I realized that it was not an island at all, but some kind of huge crustacean creature. At first I did not attach much importance to this, and after that I was very scared and thought that this thing could attack me and I would lose all my things. Therefore, without hesitation, I decided to get out of here, and as soon as possible. And suddenly, as soon as I left, this creature began to sink under the water. A little more and I might have drowned. We urgently need to get out of here, you never know what else will happen. But as we all know, trouble does not come alone. And this time I was attacked by a sea snake, serpent. I've seen this before, but now I have to fight it. Finally he is defeated, right next to some island. I was able to collect his meat, but some other scales fell out of him and went to the bottom. I got the idea how to get the scales from the bottom. I need a little time, wood, and ingenuity. Jump and collect serpent scales. I can make some kind of shield out of them. Maybe it's better than mine, but so far I don't know. We repair the ship and continue our journey. Sailing near some village, I decide to stop, rest, collect some berries, boar meat and nix tails and go on my way. I again met this huge crustacean creature and again decided to get some chitin. Phew, thank Odin, I'm on a ship. In a storm nearby, I saw dead, leafless trees, which could only mean one thing. There is a swamp biome there. Having landed on the shore, I went to explore. I'm already being welcomed. I did not expect such an address to the guests, but these are swamps, there is nothing colorful and friendly here. They also broke my new Draka. Thank you, you will pay for this with your lives. I warned. And before I go to explore this swamp, I will build a portal and take all the things I have home. And do a little housework. And now I'm going to study these swamps. Although these swamps were small, there was one crypt in it. This is the only thing I managed to meet in this biome, nothing new and interesting. And of course I didn't take my key, will immediately go for it.
skill.
24. By the end of the video, this figure will be about 3 times higher. We lay out the iron scrap, and after I get all the scrap from this crypt, I will take it to the ship. And as soon as I decided to go for the ship, how is another abomination here? Abomination defeated. And again an abomination. I'm just the lucky one. Why do I see them so often? I do not understand this. And like this, gradually exchanging blows, in the heat of battle, I die. I got carried away and completely did not see my low level of health. However, this will not prevent me from finally defeating the abomination. It's finished. I'm pushing the ship because I want to put all the iron scrap I've got into it. There is nothing more to do in this swamp, as I already said, so we will sail further in search of really huge swamps. Let's sail, yo ho ho. Having sailed quite a distance, I finally found those swamps. I practically ignoring the mobs ran along the outskirts and later the center of these swamps, in order to see what was there at all. Because the swamps turned out to be really big and even huge. Of course, I died several times, but learned from mistakes. Just take a look at this map. It is indeed a very large swamp. I counted about 25 crypts on it, and it's amazing. I still don't know how much iron scrap can be dug up here, but I know for sure that I will most likely have enough of it until the end of the game. Check this. An everything repeats again already, and I don't know how many times. Wraith, an abomination, lacks only a bunch of skeletons, draugrs, and slugs. Phew, I'm done with the abomination. It's time to finish the battles. The iron will not get itself, so I'm going to the first crypt. I place a workbench and a portal and take all available resources home again. I also have some turnips, so I decide to make some black soup for a change of food. Well, the first crypt. Let's go. This crypt is over. These are the resources we managed to get from it. After each crypt, I will take everything but the iron scrap home. We leave only the chest and move on. This Draugr is a cheater. He climbed into a pile of shit and shoots from there. And here is the third boss, Vegvizier, Bone Mass. When I have a full iron set and iron weapons, including a mace, I will definitely go to kick the ass of this bunch of shit. It will be in the next series. Next crypt. I also make a new dish. This is a turnip stew, it increases stamina well, and this is exactly what I need. There was almost nothing in this crypt, so he managed to get only 9 iron scraps. And by the way, I met funny fiery men. It is extremely strange that they live in this wet swamp biome, having a vulnerability to water. Surtlings drop charcoal and surtling core. All I need from this is coal to smelt the heap of iron that I'm going to mine. And by the way, I'm going to make a little charcoal farm. While I'm clearing the crypt, surtlings will spawn and die in the water, and I'll just get coal. Next crypt. I see the abomination ahead. I have already learned to distinguish the roots of trees from the abomination, and I tell you for sure that he is. I place a small temporary roof so that I can sleep and the rain does not fall on my fire near the house. By the way, this is not a dream. I was attacked by the very abomination of which I had seen earlier. I've already lost count of how many I had to kill. Defeated. The previous crypt is over. Let's get down to this. All these monotonous actions I will try to show less frequently. Therefore, I will speed up this process and will show what I managed to take out of these crypts. And by the way, I can make such a shield out of serpent scales. It's better than my shield, but the downside is that it can't parry attacks, plus it slows me down a lot more. I will definitely do it, because it looks attractive. You also recommended in the comments to make me root armor, so I collect swamp wood and roots and start creating a full set. This is how the bib looks like. In my opinion it's very cool. I don't know why I didn't make it before. Root armor is almost the same as my bronze one, but it has its own advantages, so I was finally convinced that I needed a full set of armor. Unfortunately, the mask could only be improved to level 2, because I ran out of roots, but later I will definitely fix it. And for my old armor, I make an armor stand at home. Looks attractive. We continue to clean the crypts. Next crypt, don't even know how many times I'll have to say it. Also don't forget about mead, mostly they really saved my life. There are still a lot of crypts. I'm starting to doubt whether I really need so much iron or not. Of course you need, there is never a lot of iron. Next. I was calmly doing vegetable garden, when suddenly the foul smell from the swamp started again. That's why I ran as fast as I could to repel the attack of the enemies. This time I didn't forget to close the gate. Having repelled the attack of the enemies, I continued to do my household chores and iron mining. Now I can improve my root mask, now I have a level 3 set. Looks amazing. Again a whole pile of coal. I like this way to mine coal. In the comments you reminded me how important it is to be rested, so now I will constantly return home to rest. There are still a lot of crypts, but I have no choice, I really need this iron. I have a whole bunch of turnips, but there is absolutely no boar meat for cooking, so in the next episode one will definitely breed boars and build my own meat processing plant. And by the way, for the future, I decided to create a cold resistance mead. Because beyond the swamps, snowy mountains will be waiting for us. In the meantime, we continue to mine iron scrap. Next crypt. again next. Now I will write the amount of iron scrap that I got and put in the chest, so that later I can calculate and find out if there were any iron losses or not. Mead frost resistance ready. There is not much left, but you should not relax. I have already lost count of how many crypts I visited and how much iron I got. And in addition to iron, the crypts contain a huge amount of rubies, amber, withered bones, pearls, leather scraps, and much more. By the way, very often iron and poison arrows come across in the chests inside the crypts. This is a pretty nice bonus. And again this guy. I haven't seen him for a long time, but here he is again. I looked around in search of fiery fountains and did not immediately spot one in the distance. But as soon as I notice him, I immediately head in that direction. Here we come. Today for lunch we have fried abomination. And for dessert a couple of draugrs, skeletons, and a blob. He practically burned out. This is the perfect strategy to kill the abomination. It's time to end this without any effort. Very fun. Wandering around the crypt, I came across such an interesting thing. I have never seen this before, but there are two passages combined. I used to have these three passages to the left, to the right, and directly did not depend on each other and did not touch. Right there, everything turned out completely differently and it seemed to me very unusual and interesting. This is great. And finally the last creep. It was very long and boring, but necessary. Now this iron will last me for a long time and maybe even until the end of the game. By the way, who will visit the crypts, I can give you advice so as not to get lost there and always understand where you are. It's enough just to always walk along one wall, so you can get out of absolutely any maze. It's time for me to build a throne, otherwise I am constantly resting on this uncomfortable chair. I will definitely do this in the next series. Well, everything. That was the last crypt, that's over. Now I have another question. How am I going to drag it to the ship? There are not so many ways, or rather, only two. This is with the help of a cart, with the help of my two beautiful legs that can withstand several thousand tons, and with the help of both at the same time. I will try all these options and choose the best. I won't be able to swim to the shore either, because there is dry land around the swamp on this side, and the only option is to carry all the iron here, or swim around this island and collect scrap from the other side. Both options have the right to life, however, I chose the first one, in which I need to drag everything here to one point. First of all, we disassemble our cart and reassemble it in the swamp. By the way, while I was running to the very end of the swamps, I looked into the chests, counted all the iron and marked this amount on the map. And again an abomination. This time I was more fortunate, because the fiery fountain is very close. It was very easy. I got to the very first chest. And I completely forgot that I put my resources in the chest, and they were intended for the construction of this portal. God! No problem, I went to the meadows for the eyes of gay fruits and for high quality wood in the hope of quickly getting all this here. Oh my God! Poor boar! Excellent wood I collected, it remains to get the eyes of gay fruits. And having reached the Black Forest, I begin to search for them. I tried to find a spawner, but nothing worked out besides the day was coming to an end and I need to hurry. And then it dawned on me. I remembered how to quickly summon gay fruits. When I was digging copper and tin at night, these reptiles constantly terrified me, so I wait for the night and start digging a copper vein, only to collect eyes of gay fruits for the portal. Summoning technique. I don't really need it. I need gay fruits. By the way, I already have a level 68 pickaxe after the swamps. Now, if I hadn't died yet, I think he would be over 70. And here are 10 and the last eye that is needed for the portal. Back to our chest. My God. Why don't you die out like the dinosaurs? Again an abomination. That's it, let's get back to our work. Put the portal and the cart. And after we have laid out all the resources of the house, we return to the swamps and now we are definitely starting to transfer all the iron to the ship. So far it is very easy to move around with a cart. I mark a portal. Already very hard to pull this cart. Moreover, it is very difficult to ride with it in swamps, because you have to constantly bypass water, hemp, logs, and so on. There are still a lot of chests, and the cart is almost full. How many times will I have to swim to take it all? We will collect everything in one place and transport it on a cart. I will make a small halt here with a chest and put scrap into it, which does not fit in a cart, and then I will transport everything or transfer it to the ship. It will be very long and hard. Let's go. After a ton of time, I got stuck and realized that it would be extremely long and difficult to transport all the metal with a cart, and it would be much easier and faster to carry everything with my own feet. It sounds illogical and strange, but it is true. Therefore, I leave the cart here and will continue to carry everything in myself, but with its help. So at least she drives. It's the same as shifting the car into first or second gear, a debuff to speed, but a bonus to patency. And in such cases, when I ran out of stamina, I drank mead and things got much better. I leave the cart here and continue on foot. I hope Odin doesn't make fun of me. Finally I got to the ship, the first batch of iron scrap delivered. Well, now let's run home, rest, fix the tools and return to work as scrap deliveries. When I return, I put a lot of chests for our iron, because the ship is already completely filled with it. And now I'm going to another portal, so as not to run to the very beginning again. And now I'm going to take the iron from this chest here. And now I carry all the iron here. I choose the central chest with iron and take all the iron from the adjacent chests there, and then I take everything together to the ship. This is my delivery strategy. There are spawners in front, so I throw away the iron and go to clear my route. I seem to have a little problem in the form of an abomination. Oh my god, it's so bad again. Having dealt with all the enemies, I went for my iron and quickly found it. Now I'm starting to collect iron in neighboring chests and bring all the loot, including scrap, to the central chest. When I came here, I thought that the chest was broken, and the scrap was somehow delayed, but after reviewing the record, I realized that I had already taken the iron from here, I just forgot to mark it on the map. Now, having taken most of the loot, I move on. Coming back for the rest. Less than half left, but now it will be easier for me because now the ship is closer to all the loot, and the loot, respectively, to the ship. By the way, I met an abomination, but I don't have the slightest desire to fight him, I already have a lot of things to do, so I'll mark it on the map so that I can get around it. And again I return for what is left. God, they spammed with an attack, and I couldn't even heal. Okay, it's okay. I need to pick up the cart first, and then to chest 111. Now having fully loaded the cart, I move on. after I've unloaded all the scrap, I'm heading back to pick up the rest. We deliver. We take the rest of the loot from the previous main chest and go to the new one. It remains to collect only 2 chests and transfer it all to the ship. And having laid out everything, I go to the first of the 2 remaining chests. And now to the last chest. Done. Now it remains quite a bit to take it all to the ship. How nice it is when dear friends so generously help me with transportation. And now we take everything that can be teleported home. Now I will transfer absolutely all the iron to our ship. And thanks again, Draker, for the help. Ready, go for the next one. And now the very last chest. It was quite difficult. I'm glad that we finally finished with it. Wait a minute. What it is? I forgot to mark or take the iron from the chest. Great, but that chest still bothers me. I could leave it there because I already have a lot of iron. However, I spent up to 30 minutes on one crypt and I feel sorry for this time, so if there is something there and I forgot to take it, Now I will take everything to the last scrap. Moving out to check. Oh yes, my iron really turned out to be here. We take everything and return to the ship. Here I come. I took home everything that teleports, and that's what I managed to collect during all this time while on a trip. You can pause and take a closer look. Wow, cool. I don't even need a fishing rod with that kind of luck. And by the way, I have already figured out how I will transport all this iron. Some of you already know about this. For those of you who don't know, I'll show you everything. I'm going to put carts on the ship as additional storage. One default storage is not enough for me, and I will have to swim back and forth 4 times. This option does not suit me, therefore I create carts, and I will try to place them on the ship's deck now, and then fill them with iron scrap. No one said it would be easy. This is how I build this platform. I also put the workbench closer for convenience. The platform is ready, now I will try to drive carts onto the ship with it. Unsuccessfully. I'll try to flip. I could leave it like that, but I can't put scrap in the cart, it has to be on wheels. In the end, I tried to turn it over a lot of time, but all to no avail, so I broke it and now I'm trying again. Super, the first cart on the ship, excellent. Shifting resources from the ship's storage. The next attempts were not so smooth, but in the end I will find one way how quickly it can be done. And here's the same way. Why didn't I think of it before? I don't have room in 2 carts and the ship's storage. That's why I need a 3rd cart. Creating more bronze nails so we can make a 3rd cart. Super, the cart is on the ship, which means that very soon we will sail, and I hope that I will not lose so much iron in the ocean. All the iron on the ship, which means that we are ready to sail. The path will be very long, so I really hope for a fair wind, and I hope that no one will attack us in the ocean. Yo-ho-ho! Raise the sails. The speed and mobility of the ship are simply the worst. Apparently these carts and so much iron make themselves felt. I'm practically standing still. God. It will take a long time. I decided to remind you that I am moving at a very low speed. I practically stand still, and only a fair wind will help me. And here he is. I'm swimming faster now, but it's still slow. I feel it will be long. So the meeting, and I hope that the serpent would not attack me. I hope he doesn't break the ship. Defeated, he is much lighter than I imagined before. Alas, it will not be possible to collect the scales, she drowned too deeply. We continue on our way home. I'm here. Phew, that was so long. took me 85 minutes to get home from the swamps. It's amazing. But finally I'm home and it's time to figure out how to deliver all this iron to my base. I moved absolutely all the scrap into the chests next to the ship. And in the next hours, while I will be ferrying this scrap home, I will very much regret that I did not settle near the water. If I make the next base, I will definitely settle near the water. I loaded the first batch of iron into the cart. Let's go. Here we are at home, grandchildren. I traveled around my territory for a very long time, therefore, in order to save time and for convenience, I want to create a gate in this wall. They will help me a lot. The gate is ready, now it will be much easier for me. Going for the next batch of scrap, according to my calculations, we need to go back and forth 3 more times. Arrived, loaded, and departed. Great, let's move on.
Potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks. I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't run a
Great, it remains to bring the last cart. Great, we brought the last cart with iron to the house. It was very long and tedious, but necessary. Now we just have mountains of iron. And I haven't figured out what to do with it yet. In order to smelt such a huge amount of iron, one smelter will not be enough for me, so I decide to make 5 more smelting furnaces, because I have a lot of stone and surtling cores for this. Ready, the furnaces are installed, we begin to engage in remelting. Refilling the scrap. Now we take all the coal from the chests. And now we throw coal into the furnace, and begin to massively melt iron. And now, for convenience, we will put chests next to the stoves. I immediately understood that I would be very short of coal, so now I decide to install charcoal kilns as well. There is a process, you can watch it endlessly. I'm already looking forward to my iron ingots. As a result, I ran a lot and refueled wood, iron and coal, and gradually some part of the iron was melted into ingots. I will also use the old life hack. I filled all the furnaces to the maximum and now I go to bed. Wow, so many things. And now all over again. By this time, the wood is completely over, which means that we will soon not be able to smelt iron, because coal will simply run out. I filled the last coal that I had, so now it makes no sense to control the remelting process. Now I want to do something from the resulting iron. First of all, I improve our forge. I think this is the most important thing. And now forge tool rack, and now we have a level 7 forge. Having taken everything necessary in the warehouse, I proceed to the creation of iron weapons and armor. Let's start with the armor. Now huntsman bow. And the most important thing is probably the iron mace. I love swords, so we'll make it 2. Anyway, I have a lot of iron. An axe won't hurt me either. And now let's try on new armor and weapons. Looks brilliant, it's really cool, except that my troll skin cape looks really bad. Wow. I am very glad that I now have iron objects. It's really cool, I'm happy as a child. The ground shaking, it's time to test new weapons. Super, I really like it. It remains only to improve it all. I want to hang root armor on this stand. It helped me a lot in the swamp. Thanks for advising me to make it. Great, I like it. The fuel in the stoves is over, so we take away the remains of iron ingots, and in the next series we will chop a lot of wood and melt it all. Now I want to improve everything I can and start of course with the armor. Done, next upgrades need more hardware. However, I can upgrade my shield, of course I do. Now I need to transfer all these resources to the warehouse. I'm so rich that I can now do this. We also cook all our fish. I moved all the resources to the warehouse, but there are so many of them that I will have to increase the warehouse a little now. Because I want to sort all the items normally, and due to the fact that there is a lot of swamp loot, this is difficult to do. For example, there are a lot of jewelry, namely amber. You need to increase the space for storing it. Why is it needed at all? It's just lying idle. As for food, everything is not going smoothly either, because there are a lot of offal and yellow mushrooms. I don't have a tree to build new chests, so we break old ones. Done, now let's start sorting. It's done, it's gotten a lot better. At this point I end the episode, grandchildren. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave comments and subscribe to the channel, so you can get on the wall. In the next video, we will be working hard on building, rebuilding, and farming. We will also melt all the iron scrap, finally build a meat processing plant and try to kill the third boss. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, grandchildren. Hugs to you all, see you very soon. Goodbye grandchildren.